grumpy old men as we look back to the very good old days of AFL football. And tonight, a man simply known as Hollywood Jack set alight the 1954 grand final. He booted 7 big ones, and he'll be joining us very, very shortly, along with a man who, well, he joined St Kilda as a 24-year-old from Stratford and went on, of course, to win the goal kicking. And he's going to present the goal kicking John Coleman medal, of course, on grand final day. As and Bobby is, of course, going to present, Bobby, the Jock McHale medal.
Yes, that's what.
Well done, Bobby.
Yeah,
well done, Bobby. Big round of applause for Bobby on grand final day.
Bobby. They wouldn't give you a grandstand down Geelong, so you've got the gates and now the medal.
No, but I'm very happy today about Kevin's team.
Oh, last week.
Last week. Oh, how's that team he picked last week?
Well, the All-Australian side.
Talented, Bobby.
What's wrong with it?
Talented. The 1958 team had beat by 15 goals. Unbelievable.
What 58 team?
The 58 All-Australian team.
It didn't have an All-Australian team in 1958. Had a Victorian team.
I happened to be captain of the All-Australian team in 1958.
I was only testing you, Bob.
There weren't any interstate clubs then, Bob.
There was a lot of Western Australians played.
Who was in the side, Bob, in 1958?
Ted Whitten for a start. There's 6.
Bobby Skilton, there's another 8.
No, we don't think Bobby Skilton got in.
Bobby didn't get in?
What?
No, we were too good for Bobby.
No, I don't think Bobby
didn't make an All-Australian.
I don't think Bobby ever made All-Australian.
No.
It was done, don't forget, it was done in the days when they played carnival, so you had to play only once every 4 years.
So why would they beat the All-Australian side from last week by 15 goals? Didn't you like that side?
Was there any good players in it?
How could you combat Cox and Peter Everett? They're both 7 foot tall, Bob.
Yeah, but can they play? It's all right being big and slow and have hairdos that you don't know where they are and a nose that'll burst a ball if you happen to hit it.
Who was that, Coxie?
Coxie.
Yeah,
how could you combat
Cox.
Luke Ball and Ben Cousins and Mark Risciuto, Bob?
Donny Gale from Tasmania would run straight through. They wouldn't even know what was going
What about
on.
Scotty West in the guts?
Oh, yeah.
What?
Scotty West in the guts.
Oh, Scotty West, I haven't no mistakes about Scotty West. He's all right. But there was a few of them.
He would have carved up Dennis Marshall, Scotty West. He would have carved him up. Carved him up, Bob.
I'll tell you what, you're not just dirty, there weren't any Geelong players in it, are you? Hold on.
No, were there any Geelong players in it?
Not one player, not one Geelong player.
We didn't have a great season for champion players.
Okay.
No Geelong players, Kev. What happened there?
Oh, well.
You picked it, Kev.
Yeah.
Well,
Kevin had
I heard Billy Brownless say on radio that he didn't think any Geelong player had played well enough over the course of the year to actually make the All-Australian side.
I think that's reasonably accurate, yes.
Any
Perhaps
from Brisbane?
Melbourne. Melbourne was a very good chance.
What about Brisbane, Kev? Anyone from Brisbane?
No one from Brisbane.
No, from Brisbane.
Did Judd get in?
No, Judd.
He had a bad year, Judd.
He had a bad year.
You wouldn't say he had a bad year, Doug.
The other one, I thought Russell Robinson was stiff, and you could have put Everett on the bench, because he's down a forward pocket ruckman, but Russell Robinson kicked 67, didn't he?
69, I think.
69 goals.
We don't go for that changing the ruckus in the forward pocket or back pocket now, do they? They're all too good for that, aren't they?
No, the All-Australian side does that, Bob.
What?
With Cox and Everett, they can change out of the forward pocket.
Oh, they can
you
change
like that?
That's hard job anyway.
Anyway, let's talk about a living legend, a man simply known as Hollywood Jack. And he kicked 7 goals in the 1954 grand final, and the great man Jack Collins joins us. Welcome to Grumpy Old Men, Jack.
Thanks, KB. I can remember when you used to up the fence, the Geelong Road end of the Western Oval, and come and watch us train.
Well, I used to watch you play, I know that. I'm not quite certain about training, but I never missed a Bulldogs game. Jack was one of my heroes.
Oh, really?
Was he?
One of my heroes.
He wasn't one of mine.
How old were you then, Kev?
Well, I was there in 1954 when the Bulldogs won the premiership. I was nearly 8, going on to 8.
We'll work that out.
I can still work it. I was born in 47. I can still remember being there in 1954 with my mum and dad. They were great Bulldog supporters. My godparents barracked for the Bulldogs. My grandparents lived in Footscray.
Was Jackie hero, Kev, was he?
Jack was one of my heroes, along with Herbie Henderson.
Fullback? Team of the century, fullback?
Who was?
Herbie Henderson.
Oh, I'm going to say Jack. Jack never went up to the back line in his life.
Jack was a champion centre-half back.
Jack was only allowed to... He wasn't allowed to move far from the goal,
I think he did play in the back line.
I played full-back one day on John Coleman, if you don't mind.
How many did he kick?
He only kicked 3, but it was a windy day. And, you know that for 2 quarters, if you played in the forward or the back line, with the wind blowing down to the Geelong Road end, you might as well been in the dressing room.
Bruce
Never got
Morrison,
over the centre.
Bruce Morrison kicked it off one day, that end, and it went back over his head 3/4 of the way to Geelong. He did.
Jack, a lot of people, you know, I mean, you're highly regarded as one of the great full forwards back in the 50s. You won the AFL goal kicking on a couple of occasions, kicked 84 goals in the year the Bulldogs won the premiership in 1954. But a lot of people say that you're a great centre-half back.
Oh, I don't know about a great centre-half back. I won 2 best and fairest playing there. And then I got shifted up the forward line by mistake, I think, and happened to hold down the position up there, so I couldn't get back there. Teddy took over centre-half back, and he had a mortgage on it, so I couldn't get back there if I wanted to.
Now, Jack,
but it was easier to play there than the forward line.
There's a story. How many Collinses have played at Footscray? What's all that business now?
Well, I've had 2 brothers play there.
2 brothers?
But then
your father? No?
No, my father played with Essendon.
Oh.
Ah.
Yeah, but...
How'd that happen, Jack? How come you didn't have a Essendon?
Well, we were residentially bound in those days. We were born in Yarraville, and that was part of Footscray's territory. But Dad only played 40-odd games with Essendon. He never got 50. We couldn't have gone to Essendon.
Was that in the 30s, Jack?
No, he played in 1919, 20, 21 and 22.
Heaven.
And
you must be very old, Jack.
And when Essendon played where the Jollymont railway line, or the where the trains are stationed there, that was Essendon's ground in those days before they went to Windy Hill.
Who was the coach who moved you from back to forward, Jack?
Charlie
Sutton.
Yeah. Actually, I started in the centre, and the first year... The first year Charlie became coach in 51, he put me centre-half back. So, and then we shifted centre-half forward, and I became full forward by accident because I'd injured my knee. I was picked to play in the Carnival in 53, and I injured my knee against North Melbourne. And they dropped me out of the Victorian side without even seeing the doctor. I happened to pick up the paper and going to work, and
you were actually going to work, Jack?
Yes,
I thought that was a bit foreign for you, Jack.
Oh, turn it up, Bobby. And I saw where I was dropped, and I was more determined to play while the Victorian side were in Adelaide. And in those days it was a split round. We were playing Carlton, and the Footscray selectors thought, well, they didn't want to risk me playing centre-half forward. They played me full forward, and I kicked 9 goals. So Carlton Blue, they said that I deliberately dropped out of the side so I could play, and the league then brought in a rule to say that anyone that didn't play with the state couldn't play with their own team. But it wasn't because I wanted to play, it was because they dropped me out without even seeing a doctor or anything. And I read about it in the paper. So it hasn't changed the communications what it is today. I think Andrew found that out on Saturday when he got to the football and found Jim Wilkinson.
Tell us about the 1954 Bulldog side. Doug sits here, and we have a lot of guests come in and talk about playing in premierships, and Doug played the record number of games for the Bulldogs and never had the opportunity of playing in a grand final and a premiership for the Bulldogs. The 1954 side, it was a magnificent one, but it came together, but it sort of disintegrated very, very quickly.
Yeah, well, probably we should have won in 53, even though Bobby might disagree. Collingwood beat Geelong in 53. I don't think that Collingwood won so much as Geelong lost it. I think Geelong were the side, but we had the side to win it in 53. But in '54, it all came together, and we had a pretty good goal-to-goal line, and Harvey Stevens had come across from Collingwood, won our best and fairest in '53. He had a great year in '54, and Dave Bryden was a great man in the ruck. And on the day of the grand final, John Kerr, our rover, he was absolutely brilliant.
Was Donnie Ross playing then?
Donnie Ross played in the centre.
Donnie was centre.
On Barras, was he?
We had a good, goal-to-goal line.
Have a few of these, Jack. Over there, Jack. Look.
Yeah, I can see it there. I can tell you the story about that film.
There's the great Jack Collins, number 2.
But the following year, you said we disintegrated. What happened, Kevin, that the selectors or the committee seemed to think that we were going to be there forever and a day, and they cleared away 2 of our star players, Alan Martin, who was an attacking half-back flanker, and Dave Bryden, who was a great player, very solid in the back line. And that year, our defence had the lowest number of points kicked against them of any team up to that stage. And we cleared 2 of them away, and Alan Martin and Dave Bryden the following year. Alan Martin went to...
up to Bendigo somewhere, did he?
He went up to...
Golden Square?
Golden Square as coach.
Yeah.
And Dave Bryden, he went to... in the Wimmera League, and they said he was the best player that they've seen in the Wimmera League for years and years. And, we...
Did Peter Box stay around, Jack? Was Peter Box...
Peter Box stayed there until 1957.
57.
When Teddy became coach and they sacked Charlie, Peter walked out. Unfortunately...
Has he ever been back?
No, he's never been back. Look, I get on well with Peter. I've been out to see him lots of times, and he's the first one to say he'll hit himself in the head like that, and he'll say, I'm a dickhead. He's the first one to say it, that, he keeps to himself, and although he enjoys his tennis, he goes and plays tennis during the week.
He never played anywhere else, did he?
No.
No, he just stopped.
He went to Camberwell.
Oh, yeah.
He went to Camberwell, and then he went up to Matong Grong as coach up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was up there for many years, and then he finished up coach at Narendra. But great player, Peter Box.
Well, we'll take a break on Grumpy Old Men, and we'll come back with Hollywood Jack Collins, the man that kicked 7 goals in the 1954 grand final. To Grumpy Old Men. I tell you, we've got a big audience here today just to see the great man, Hollywood Jack Collins. He kicked 7 big ones in 1954, Bob.
And he's still got diamonds in his tie today.
He has too. That's why he's Hollywood Jack.
Marvellous, Jack.
Jack, just seeing you take those marks there, those big marks in the grand final, just the way you're strutting back there, you look a bit like Warren Treadray. You've got the big, thick legs, got the ball in one hand.
As I said, it's all showmanship. Showmanship, that's all what it's all about. Like you when you used to kick a goal and you'd be running around, going Jack, like that.
You kicked 7 in the grand final, Jack. You kicked 7 in the grand final. KB kicked 7, I think it was in 80.
Yeah, he kicked 7.
What were you thinking about that?
Oh, I thought the record was gone here. He's got the ball and he's running into an open goal. And I couldn't believe it. He handballed it. He handballed it. I couldn't believe it.
I had a migraine, Jack.
I couldn't believe it.
What did you do after the game? How did you celebrate?
Yeah.
Oh, I had to celebrate then. KB, when I kicked 7 goals.
54.
Well,
Don't worry about KB.
Hey, don't worry about you, Jack.
What about you, Jack?
Well, I didn't even know it was a record until I come in. Someone said, why didn't you have a shot the last kick of the day? I was about 30 yards out. And I'm running into an open goal like KB. And the late Brian Gilmore, our ruckman, was standing on his own in the goal square, so I just chipped it over to him. So as he's going back to take his kick, the bell rang. And what do you think he did? He threw the ball up in the air.
Yeah.
Threw it up in the air, so I could have had a shot and kicked 8, but never mind.
You celebrate, Jack? Where'd you do after? Back to the town hall?
Back to the town hall. They were big at the town hall.
Celebration. Yeah, they told everyone in Melbourne to bring their own glass. Oh, it was going to be a big celebration. They had plenty of water on tap, nothing else. Oh, was a fiasco. A complete and utter fiasco.
No grog.
Oh, nothing.
Oh.
Not one drop.
So you went back to the Western Oval, and everyone was told to bring their own glass.
No, the town hall in Footscray.
They organised a dinner at the was the Mayfair Hotel. It was in Elizabeth Street, opposite where the big flag flies up where the big roundabout is. And when we get up there, there was only 4 tables with about 14 chairs. Teddy and I had to sit in the stairs and try and eat our dinner. Then they took us back to the town hall, and they had about 5,000 people at the town hall. And they said, now all come back up to the ground, you know, it's on for young and old, bring your own glass. Well, what a fiasco it was.
Well, now, Jack, you're the leading, well, one of the leading goal kickers of the marvellous foot. Did you ever kick over 100?
No.
That Simon Beasley kicked over 100.
Oh, don't bring that. Listen, how do you get the team of the century? He was a full forward. That was a joke, Jack.
In 54, I missed the first 2 games of the year because I'd been rubbed out.
Rubbed
the year
out?
Before, I missed playing in the preliminary final against
Who'd you punch, Jack?
Well, Frank Tuck and I...
Oh, Frankie.
Frankie Tuck and I fought for the heavyweight championship of Victoria Park. The late Tommy Sharon said that it was the longest fight he'd ever seen at Victoria Park. I said to him, how'd I go, Tommy? He said, I couldn't go against the local boy. The best I could do was give you a draw. So we both got 4 weeks. Frank missed playing in the 53 premiership team, and then he was captain in 58, and he was injured, and he missed out again there.
I know Beatty's a mate of yours, Jack, but how do you get the full forward spot? No, seriously.
He told me you voted for him. You voted for him. You're a bit dirty on me because of a little incident that happened at the MCG.
What did he do to you?
Oh,
what did he do?
Don't say that, Jack, please.
Yes. What happened?
You can't talk about it.
Were you part of the selection panel, Doug?
Are we still on there?
Yes. Were you part of the selection panel for the Bulldogs?
No, I wasn't.
Yes,
No, I wasn't, Jack.
You voted for him.
I would have voted for you, Jack. I wasn't on the panel. Jack, we got the wrong bloke.
What's Gray's favourite son?
Influence.
No, seriously, Jack, I was not on the panel. I was discussing as much as you were.
Charlie Sutton told me you voted against him.
Charlie.
You put in a few blokes
for you, Jack? Here you are, the 1954 premiership hero, the full forward, booted 84 goals for this season, the greatest goal kicker in the history of the Bulldogs, and you were placed in the forward pocket alongside Simon Beasley.
Well, you know why? When Lockett and Ablett played in the forward pocket
together,
I said to Teddy was chairman selectors, I said, why'd you do that? He said, well, there's always got to be a dummy playing at full forward. He said, the dummy's got to lead out and the champ's got to come in from the forward pocket. So every time I see Simon, I say, how you going, Jerry G?
I never picked it, Jack, and you know that.
He's a good bloke, Simon. His boy played in the grand final. I gave him a few tips at the weekend. He kicked 5 goals.
Did he?
His boy, Simon's boy, so he's on the way up.
So what did you think it's going to take so long to get another premiership for the Western Bulldogs? Once you won that, you thought was going to happen again?
Yeah, well, we did think it was going to happen, but you know what it's like.
Poor, it's hard.
We're on the right track now, but Tone.
Oh yeah. You'd be happy with the way they're going now, Jack?
Yeah, he's done a good job there, Rodney Eade, but they've still got to get some.
Is he one of your men, Jack?
Rodney?
Yeah.
Of course he is.
No, well, I like him as a coach. Yes.
What about Small going behind the administration? They were nearly broke.
They've still got to get 2 key players.
Oh.
They've got to get a key centre-half back and a key centre-half forward, and you can't win premierships without them.
Do you like the idea that the Footscray is called the Western Bulldogs, Jack?
No, I don't.
Don't, Kev.
I don't.
Don't go down that track,
Now, Kevin,
Kev. Line him up.
We only just asked the question.
they said it was
How long we got
a
left?
great marketing ploy. I said, well, if it's a great marketing ploy, why aren't Essendon the Northwest Bombers? Why aren't Carlton the Northern Blues? Why aren't Collingwood the Eastern Magpies? Why aren't Richmond the Central Tigers? Why aren't St Kilda the Southern Saints? And why aren't Geelong the Western District Cats? Now, they must be all dickheads who work in their marketing department.
We didn't want to fire you up, Jack.
You're not agreeing with it, Jack.
So I said to John Elliott one day, I said, what would happen if anyone tried to change the name of Carlton? He said, we'd hang them by the you-know-what from the nearest yard.
They do have FFC on the back of the jumper, Jack.
If you got a magnifying glass, you've got to be kidding.
Yeah. Right on there, Jack. Who's the best player that you've seen at Footscray?
Oh, Teddy's without
Teddy, without doubt.
The best player we've had at Footscray.
Is he the best player ever, Jack?
But
I'll tell you something.
the bloke alongside me is not far behind him.
And he didn't vote for you.
And he didn't vote for me. I'm voting for him.
Would he have been a better player if they played him not on one wing for his whole career? If they tested him out in the middle, where it was tough, Jack?
Listen.
So, Jack, you're saying Doug Hawkins, second greatest Bulldogs player of all time.
Well, he's got to be close to it.
That's a great honour, Dave.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, Jack, and I did vote for you, by the way. Now, seriously, the talk at Jack Collins was on equal as EJ. Now, I'm serious. Kev, people... I wasn't born then, but the talk is that Jack Collins could play anywhere, and he was on equal of the great man, Mr. Football, Teddy Whitten. And I know, that's it. Bobby, you would have...
I only had one. I only had one day on Jack.
Bobby and the hay. We hated each other out in the ground. One day at Geelong, we just kept running around having a dip at each other. And then,
what about 1956, Jack?
In the 56 first semi-final,
Yes.
Bobby's playing centre-half back.
Never played there before and had to play on Hollywood Jack the Legend.
And I'm playing centre-half forward. And he tried to set me up with Norm Sharp, big Norm Sharp, their ruckman. And I saw them both coming at me and I thought, hello. So I did a little back step. And next thing, Sharp, he crashed into him and down they went like a sack of you-know-what. And I run in and kicked the winning goal.
Yeah, that's right.
Bobby got up, he said, I was the best man in the ground. I said, you're never off it.
The only goal that Jack kicked for the day.
That's it.
And I was out on me because Sharpie knocked me out. Oh, no, it was great, Jack, wasn't it?
Sharpie, they carried him off with a dislocated shoulder.
But it was marvellous to play, Jack, wasn't it, in those days? It was a real game.
We used to love going to Geelong. We never won there for 40 years.
What was it, the trip home?
I was playing in a game there on, it was Queen's birthday in 1953. And Oakey King, the bookmaker, I used to go to the Sunday football at Port Melbourne. And Oakey King bet me £25 that Geelong had beat us. And £25, I was getting £6 a week as a carpenter, and we got £3 a week for playing football. Well, we're playing Geelong, and it's a windy day, and three-quarter time, we're 5 points in front, and we're kicking with the wind in the last quarter. And I'm thinking, £25 are going to jump into my skyrocket here. This is lovely, and I haven't had a kick. And when I say I haven't had a kick, I didn't have a kick. So I said to Charlie, listen, I've got big money going on this, you better take me off. So it wouldn't matter who comes on, I couldn't do worse than me, so he put me out at centre forward on Ivan Baumgartner.
Yeah, Ivan Baumgartner, yeah.
Ivan Baumgartner, and I still never got a kick. Noel Rayson kicked 3 goals over his shoulder that rolled through, and we got beat by 2 points. Ooh. And I'm walking off the ground, the bloke spat in my eye. He said, you mongrel Collins, you took the money today. took the money. I was wondering how I was going to pay Oki. It took me about 6 months to pay him off in instalments.
Jack, thanks, excuse me, thanks for joining us on Grumpy Old Men. When grand final day comes around, I know that you'd be sitting up there and great memories would be flooding back to 1954 when the Bulldogs won that one and only premiership, and you kicked 7 magnificent goals on that.
Well, you nearly said 6.
I nearly said 6, but it was 7. It could have been 8.
Could have been 8.
But one of the all-time greats.
KB, what we've got when we're both sitting up there, Brereton broke it in 1986, and Ablett broke it in 89, and dear.
Hold on. That's Simon Beasley.
No, you know who it is?
Nothing for the press.
Oki King.
What's his money? Jack, thanks for joining us on Grumpy Old Men.
I was going to say, we still hold the record for a winning grand final.
Well, on that note, thanks for joining us on Grumpy Old Men. We'll be back with more with another champion goal kicker, the man who dominated the goal square for the Saints. Welcome back to Grumpy Old Men. Well, Hollywood Jack Collins has left the whole 140 kilos of Jack, and the couch has sprung up again.
Yeah.
And the great Bill Young. And what a fantastic career he had at St Kilda, and what a great honour this year to present the John Coleman Medal to Fraser Gerrigan. The champion goal kicker with St Kilda joins us on Grumpy Old Men. Bill, welcome.
Thank you, Kevin.
And it's marvellous to go back and to find you, William, isn't it? Do you think they'd forgotten you?
Well, it's a long time ago, Bob. Like 49 years ago. No records to be kept in those days much. And yeah, it's a great honour for him to have gone back to that era. Yeah.
Have you been on the scales lately, Bill?
Yes. Yeah.
Would you be 70 kilos?
No.
Well, there you are. Big Jack was 144.
Yeah. And I go about 68 or 69.
About 68.
When you played, Bill, you're 60...
Yeah, I'd struggle to get to 11 stone. Yeah.
At full forward.
Yeah.
But it goes to show the difference when Jack Collins was in his prime in 1954. He's 6 foot playing for the Bulldogs and 13.5 stone, so he's a big, solid man.
Yep.
You know, in 1956, when you first played, Bill, I mean, you're just a small full forward, what, about 5'10"?
5'10" and a half.
Yeah, 5'10" and
struggle to make 11
10.5 stone.
Yeah. So, yeah, I would have liked a couple of extra stone. The height didn't worry me, even though I was playing on blokes 6'3", 6'4", or 6'2". But you know, you'd go for a mark in the air, and because of the weight and that hit you in the air, and they'd just sort of move you off the line of the ball. So, yeah, a couple of extra stone would have, or even another stone would have been great. Yeah.
Was there ever any hesitation about you being played at full forward, Bill? Could you just go straight to full forward?
Yep. I came from Stratford.
Stratford, yeah.
Where I'd kicked 300 goals in the previous 2 years at Stratford.
Where's Stratford?
300?
300.
Yeah.
2 years.
Yeah.
Where is it? Where's Stratford?
Between Sale and Benstone in Gippsland.
That's Footscray's area.
Well, it wasn't those days. It was open area.
Open area.
Yeah. No restrictions. So, so I'd always played full forward up there. And
but you were coach too, weren't you?
I was playing coach at the time.
You were playing coach too, Ducky.
Yeah.
Playing coach.
What'd you say?
300.
Kick it to me, Billy. Did you just tell him to kick it to you?
Yeah, that's right. If you want a game next week,
You kick 150, Bill, but
160 and 140.
140.
Yeah. So
that's without the points, Doug.
oh well, I kicked 20.
great kick, won't you?
Not that year, but I kicked 26 one day. But I started off by kicking 4-11 in the first quarter, which wasn't a good start.
4 goals 11.
4-11 in the first quarter.
And then finished up with another 22 goals.
And then I got kicked 22-6 for the rest of the day after that.
22-6 after that.
Now, Billy, you won't remember this, but when I was a young kid, I barracked for the Bulldogs, and Herbie Henderson was my favourite player.
Yep.
And you were in a department store in Chapel Street, Paran. Must have been for some reason, maybe there for a promotion, maybe for suits or something like that. And as a cheeky young kid, I had to go up to Billy Young and say, Herbie Henderson's the greatest full-back player. He'd kill you. And I remember you standing there and chatting to me saying, oh, he's a very, very good player and he's very tough to play on.
Yeah.
You were so kind to a cheeky little brat who was bragging about Herbie Henderson.
Oh, yeah. Well, he was a good fullback. There's no question of that. And he does pay me the compliment of saying that I was about the hardest full forward he ever played on. And he used to always hold Coleman down and that sort of thing. So he paid me a compliment in return too.
So how did you... What was your strong point in your game? If it wasn't body strength, but speed and leap and...
Yeah, well, yeah, I probably could mark as a 6-footer.
Oh,
you know,
okay,
I could get a bit in there. But once I hit the ground, of course, against fellas that, like Jack Hamilton and fellas like that, had a bit on them, you know, on the ground. So I probably kicked nearly half my goals from snaps.
What age were you, Bill, when you started at St Kilda?
24.
24?
24. So I'd been offered a couple of clubs that had a go at me about coming down once I'd kicked 160 goals, but I didn't think I'd get a kick, you know. So I just wouldn't come. But when St Kilda had a terrible year in 55, and they said to me, well, come, we'll play you for the year whether you kick a goal or not. I thought, well, it's too good an opportunity to miss. But it took me... I missed the first 2 games in 56 because I couldn't get a clearance. Stratford wouldn't release me because as their coach, they said, no way. But at any rate, after they released me, they were never in financial troubles again for about 10 years. They did very well.
Did you know, Dougie, that Billy went to church just before the season and prayed for a very wet winter? Didn't you, Billy?
Oh, yeah. 56 was a terrible year.
That's true.
Well, actually, they closed the Fitzroy ground, that's right, and the Footscray ground on one side of it. The ball would have went out there, she floated.
Oh, the Dougie Hawkins.
Very wet out there, Bill.
Yeah, and the
floated, did it?
The ball, Carlton played Footscray there one day in 56, and I'm not sure which side won, but it was 1 goal to nothing. It was like a soccer score because they just couldn't get the ball out of the water. Yeah, it was an incredible day.
Now, Norm Smith, I can remember the great Melbourne side. You can too, Bob. Athol Webb used to be like a decoy full forward and had a great Jimmy Cardwell. Now, the story was that they were very, very keen to get Bill Young. In fact, I think you might have signed with St Kilda, and they said, don't worry about that, just tear it up and come down and play with the great Demons.
Well, Form 4 had to go 2 years, once you found Form.
That's right.
It went 2 years with it. And I was in the 2nd year, and Jim Cardwell and Checker Hughes came to Stratford, and we met sort of cloak and dagger stuff out on a farm out the back of Stratford, you know, with a Melbourne supporter that invited them up. So, yeah, they came up and offered me the full forward position. I said, well, look, what are you going to do with Athol? I'm not sure it was Athol Webb or Noel Clark with the full forwards at the time. Oh, and they said, well, that doesn't matter. We'll shift them. They'll play on the wing. How soon can you go back to the seconds? So I said, no, thanks. So I finished up going to St Kilda.
Billy, what did you do at Stratford? Were you a worker, or did you come from a property, or did you work, you know, what were you there?
Originally dairy farmers, but at the time of coming in here, I was working in the office of the Lands Department, which was vermin and noxious weed sort of stuff here. So.
But you must have been a fantastic all-round sportsman, because there's a story that I think when the Poms were out here, they took a touring side around the country, and you played in a country 11 and absolutely belted the bowling, made a century.
No, I didn't make a century. Made 56. Made 56.
On your way to a century, Bill.
On the way, yes.
Good innings nipped in the bud, was it, Bill?
Who was bowling for him?
Peter Loader and Betzer opened the bowling. Alec Betzer. And John Wardle was their main backup. It was at your lawn where they picked a side from around all of Victoria, and I was only one from up in our area that got into the side. But it was.
Were you opening bat?
No, I batted number 3. I always did open. I opened at St Kilda for a few years. Yeah. But I always batted number 3. I batted number 3 in that match.
What was the wicket like, Bill, that day? The wicket at your
beautiful.
Lawn? Good wicket to bat on?
Yeah, beautiful wicket. Yeah.
It was a home wicket. You want to set it up.
But I mean, what a great thrill that would have been, you know, in those days with the touring side coming out, and all of a sudden there you are facing the great Alec Betzer and Peter Loader and playing against the Poms and making a 56. It would have been a fantastic thrill.
It was great. And of course, they had Hutton was captain of it. They'd just won the Ashes in Adelaide. They would just clean up the Ashes. And Hutton and Simpson and Graveney and all those sort of fellas, Compton. Yeah, it was a fantastic side to be playing against. They played with us, actually. Like, you know, we made...
But still... You're in the 11. There's not many footballers can say that, you know, they've
carved up the Poms.
That's right. That's right.
It's amazing the 56 run, because I made 56 against them. I came down to here in 56. I kicked 56 goals in my first, second and third years of league footy. We went back to Maffra and built a house on 56.
Is that right?
Yeah. So you can imagine, as I was getting close to 56, I thought, my goodness gracious, is this the end of the innings? I'd damn pleased to get to 57.
You know how much money he's got, Doug? 56 million.
Billy, what about, you mentioned some of the full-backs. Who were the best full-backs you played against?
Well, Herb was a good fullback, and Bob Henderson at Fitzroy, I always struggled
Bobby
with.
Henderson,
Bobby
Henderson.
Yeah, John Blair.
Bobby, good bloke, Bob.
Jack Hamilton was fullback at Collingwood the first few
good
times.
bloke, Jack.
And then Ronnie Kingston sometimes used to play on me.
He was tough, Ronnie. He was a painter by trade, wasn't he?
But I sort of matched him all right because he was a Collingwood 6-footer, which was only about 5'10", so, as they were.
They were braggers, weren't they, at Collingwood? Everyone had to be over 6 foot, didn't they, at Collingwood?
It was just, none of them were.
None of them were. I mean, they just couldn't come to the realisation that they're only 5'9", weren't they, or something like that?
We're all dwarfs.
So they pretended they were 6 foot, didn't they?
There was only one over 6 foot. It was Graham Fellows.
Oh, big jobber.
Yeah, about 6 foot.
Well, he made up for it.
Yeah, that's right. They used to take an inch off him for themselves.
Bill, who was that little fella that played at Collingwood? Was it Nipper Bradford?
Yeah.
He was 4'11". You know what they called him? A Collingwood 5-footer. Now, you're a great bike rider as well.
I'm not a great bike rider, but I rode a lot. Yeah, I raced for a few years on the tracks on the velodromes, North Essendon boards, and the velodrome at Olympic Park. I didn't play footy when I was about 19. I pulled out and I played road season, the whole road season. I really think that that's got me into league football, really, because it gave me strength that I...
In the legs?
That I didn't have before. But it built me up a bit, and then so I went back the next year and started back into footy again.
Did you ride in any of those Milk Sixes? When I was a kid, Milk Six used to be fantastic at Olympic.
No, it wasn't up to that class. No, but as I say, I rode all the road scenes like Melbourne Warnables and things like that. And actually the
Did you come 56th in the road in the Warnable race?
No, I think it was 67th.
We'll take a short break.
After that.
The great Bill Young has joined us on Grumpy Old Men. Back with more. Welcome back to Grumpy Old Men, and Bill Young is our very, very special guest on the couch. Now, Bob, you see all these champions these days, they're doing all these fancy kicks, you know, they kick the check side, they have the boomerang kick and the helicopter kick. You know the man who's credited with inventing the check side kick?
Not
Bill Young.
Master Young.
Bill Young is credited with the first man to kick the boomerang kick.
Now,
Hey, Bill?
Well,
Yes,
I started kicking them in 46, 47, but I call them the banana. I don't go the check side. I'd like,
That's
I know they're South Australian.
Yeah, don't worry about
I
that.
go check side because, actually, it's the opposite. Because, as you would know, we've probably tried them.
All the time.
The side you kick the ball on, or the point, then you kick the ball, you drive it forward. You drive it forward and it revolves around like that. So you can't, if you're kicking something forward, you can't check it. So as far as it can be a boomerang or it can be a banana, it doesn't really matter. But I can't sort of have it that the South Australians right by calling it a check. So.
Well, that's too intelligent for our show.
Yes, absolutely.
No, I've got
always called it a banana kick.
Dougie's got it, so it's all right.
But we've always in Victoria called it a banana kick.
Banana.
What made you start kicking the banana kick then, Bill?
Well, as kids and just kicking around in paddocks, go to the footy ground of a Sunday and kick a few around, and you get behind the point post and you try and get them to go through. And gradually just developed it to the stage where I think it was maybe the first time I kicked it was 1948, and I got a mark behind the point post, actually right on the boundary line. Couldn't see through the goal post. I thought, well, here goes. And I kicked one, and she went out about 3 or 4 feet and come back beautifully over the top of the head of the goal umpire. My father, who was a full forward in the years gone by, we came back in at half-time and he looked at me and he said, what on earth did you kick down there? And that was the first one I kicked in football. Yeah. But
So that was up
at Stratford.
Okay, then what about in the league game?
I kicked a few here. Yeah,
what did your coaches say? Would they have been for that?
Well, they don't care as long as they go through.
No. Did you ever try and kick a wrong way torp, Bill? You know, did you ever experiment with that?
No.
People have always tried to do an inside torp or something.
Yeah, no, I never had a go at that.
Never tried that out?
No, because I found that, well, the torp, I used to just kick the torps all the time at any rate, so I think I kicked about 3 drop kick goals out of the 300 that I kicked, so they nearly always torp.
In fact, not too many people even used the drop punt, did they?
No. Even though Jack Dyer started in the 40s, very, very few kicked the drop punt. No, hardly at all. They all either kicked flat punts like Peter Hudson, and Coleman was Coleman could kick a torpedo, but he kicked a lot of flat punts too.
Robert Pratt only kicked flat punts.
Yeah.
Buggy Way kicked flat punch, didn't he?
Twiggy Gunn kicked that torpedo in that grand final. I'm thinking, you're not going to kick at all. And it went like a rocket.
Yeah, right.
He only played 90.
Well, officially it's 94. Yeah, 94 and 200 and, 90.
Well, you just had enough? You did 28, 29 yourself had enough?
31. And they said I'd had enough.
Thank you for correcting that.
Who were some of the players you played with back then in 1956? And who was the coach?
Well, Kilda was first coach. Absolutely.
Fire and brimstone.
Oh, absolutely. Like if any of you can remember Billy Graham, you know, the evangelist. Yeah. Like that was killer. Like of a Saturday, like he used to fill up the dressing room with all the people and play. You'd have 200 in the rooms. Yeah. And 100 of those would be boys from across the St Kilda Road, the Spastic boys, your Ralla boys, all these. Oh, they'd be all there. He'd fill them up, the room up with that. And one of the things he used to say to us, you know, these kids would give anything to be in your situation, which is a good line for a coach to really...
Because he did have polio himself as a young boy, didn't he? I think Kilda or spondylitis or something. TB?
Yeah, okay. Of the spine.
Yes, of the spine. So he had curvature of the spine himself, didn't he?
Yes, and he laid in a plaster cast for 12 months.
Yeah. So he was sort of very sympathetic to that, wasn't
he? Did fire and brimstone worry you, Billy?
No, he never really had a go at me. I remember at Carlton one day, we weren't going so very well, and occasionally he would come out with a funny line through the half-time speech or something like that. And he came out with what to me was a really humorous line, and I was the only one in the whole room that laughed. Oh. Well, you can imagine what I felt like when nobody else laughed. And Kill was up there, and all he said was, "I'm pleased somebody's got a sense of humour." And I thought, "Oh, thank God!"
I picked it right, Bill. You got it right.
Oh yeah, really worried. But he would go on with his pre-match speech by starting off immaculately dressed in silk shirts, suits, all this sort of business. And by the time he finished, the tie was undone.
Around the back of his neck.
The coat was off, you know.
Did he belt any doors, Billy? Did he kick the doors and all that?
I didn't really get into those, Tony.
Didn't knock them off the hinges?
No, I didn't see him do that. But by the time he went out, and Jeansy, of course, was vice-captain at the time, and Jeansy used to sit there and just look at him like this all the time. They said to Jeansy, "Why, you seem to be absolutely mesmerised by Kilda." He said, first of all, I want a game next week. That's, you know, so he really concentrated on watching. But if you let him out, by the time we went out on the ground, Jeansy would have run through a brick wall for him. He was really tough and, like, he used to have some enormous battles with Barassi. Neither of them used to get a kick. People said to me how good was Barassi. Obviously a very good player. But I don't think I ever seen him get a kick on the ground when we played, because Jeansy and he would fight all day. Just run in through one another, never look at a ball between the two of them.
So how long would Kilda actually, I mean, was it sort of like a production for Kilda? Yep. Like a 15-minute, 20-minute sort of pre-match talk and, you know, stir up the blood? Really
didn't talk, maybe, I might be a bit unkind in this with him, but he really didn't talk that much to us. He talked to these 200 kids and supporters who were in the room, and really went off to them as to why we should win. And if you need to leave your body out in the ground today, make sure it's yours. And Billy, somebody or other, when he got killed on the Coda Trail, when they did an autopsy, he had a red, white and black heart. All this sort of stuff,
He was quite religious, I think, too, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Quite religious in terms of the way that he would speak. I met him a couple of times, and, you know, he always came across to me as being a very religious man, and just, you know, his mode of speaking.
Yeah, he went to mass every Saturday morning before we played.
We had a very wild policeman called Jeffrey Rosenau, and
he belted the whole club up.
No, well, Kilda jumped out of the box and ran onto the ground when there was a bit of an incident, just over the line, you know. And Rosenau said, "Get back inside there, you hunchback little so-and-so." Wasn't there a nice how do you do there? that was a real day.
That is a fair slip.
That's what
vilification, Bob.
It is.
Well, look, I don't think there was vilification back in those days.
Who are your best Saints players that you play with that stood out?
Well, in the period of time, we had about 4 or 5 Brownlow medalists for start. We had Brian Gleeson.
Done that, haven't they?
That era they really went up. Brian Gleeson, Neil Roberts, Burton Howell, Rossi Smith.
Brian Gleeson, was he there? Brian
was the first one. Ian Stewart. So we had about a half a dozen of those. But best player probably that I played with might have been Lance Oswald.
Centre man.
Who was that,
Centre man,
sorry?
Lance Alderman.
Yeah, he's a
Centre
beautiful
man.
player.
Only player I ever saw that when he took off, he'd throw up clods of dirt behind him like the horses when they gallop. He was, had enormous speed. He used to run along, you know, when you were running sprints and that on the training nights. Ozzy would be running a stride in front of everybody and in front of all the fast little rovers and turn around and giving them cheek as he was running along.
Catch me if you can.
Oh, man, he was about three-quarter pace.
Yeah.
Bill,
And he had good, big, strong legs, Lance. He's a beautiful build of a fellow, wasn't he?
Yeah, and a good kick. And,
Yeah, lovely kick.
Yeah.
Bill,
Sorry, kid.
nearly at the end of the show, unfortunately, because we'd love to chat to Bill a lot longer. But how did you get told by the AFL that they wanted you to present the medal?
Oh, they rang up a couple of weeks ago and just asked if I would like to do it. And of course, you know, going back that far, I thought they would have forgotten and all this, and so I jumped at the opportunity to come down and present it. And it was great that I gave it to Fraser Gehrig.
Fraser
Good boy, yeah.
That's right.
So that was great, yeah.
At the announcement of the All-Australian side.
Last week, yeah.
Last week, yeah.
Well, isn't it great to catch up? We've had Hollywood Jack Collins sitting on the couch at 145 kilos. Then we've got the great Bill Young sitting there at 69 kilos, and both champion full forwards for their club.
Well, what about the size?
Just stand up there,
I'm a wingman.
stand up.
Hey, Bill, I'm a wingman. I was a
As we
wingman.
roll out.
You're a wingman.
A wingman.
There it is, the champion wingman.
He's got high-heeled shoes
And the
on.
champion full forward.
That's amazing.
Bill, thanks for joining us on Grumpy Old Men.
Yeah, it's been
for being such a
pleasure.
great sport, and also to Hollywood Jack Collins, also who joined us today, because two of the greats of AFL football, two players who absolutely thrilled us with their feats in front of the goal square, and it's a great honour to be out there with Bobby, of course, and presenting the medals come grand final day. We'll join you next week for more on Grumpy Old Men.